Oh, hi guys. Okay, so I shared the other day about my awesome homeopathic remedy kit I got in the mail. So I have big bottles of remedies that we've been using for years. I got introduced to homeopathy 3 years ago. So we got into oils after I went through all my cancer treatments and all the things, and just started kind of looking into more natural ways to do things and more natural products to use, because my cancer was I got my genetic testing back and it was not genetic. So it just kind of opened my eyes to a lot of things. So we started using oils. We got into homeopathy. My daughter, shortly after I finished all my cancer stuff, my daughter started having a lot of really frequent ear issues. Literally, she would finish a round of antibiotics and in 2 weeks would be back in the doctor getting more antibiotics. And after a couple months of that, we got her tubes, and then about 6 or 7 months after she got tubes, which was a couple $1,000s, her tubes fell out, and then she was still having issues. So that's when a friend introduced me to homeopathy, and so there's an actual written blog about this as well, so that'll tell you a little bit more about homeopathy and the history and all the things. So this is my favorite book. This is a great resource. It has like the remedies in the front and what they do, but if you're looking for something specific, you can go to the back of the book and you can look for, like, it says head, growth, development, limbs, joints. Let's find ear, just because that's the example I was using. Bladder, kidney, cough, constipation. So we'll go to ears. So what remedies are is where to figure out what remedy you need, you want to pay attention to symptoms. So you're not treating the illness or the disease itself, you're treating the symptoms. So I'm just going to go straight to pulsatilla, because that is the remedy that we most always use for our daughter. I don't think it says on these little bottles, but on the big bottles I have, it says right on there, like, whiny, clingy, and that's always what she was. And so I always knew that she had an ear infection coming on when she started getting whiny and clingy. So this is this is what the inside of it looks like. It's just a bunch of little ones. It's 36 of them, and I like I said, I have the big bottles of them. But it kind of stunk every time we traveled or every time we go camping or do anything. It's like I sit in front of my shelf going, which ones do I need? Which ones do I need? And this is awesome, because this is like 36 of like the main ones. And so now it's just in a little kit. I can just throw it in my purse, or I can throw it in the camper. But anyways, so pulsatilla is the one that we use. So to use this, I would just succuss it, which like awakens the remedy, and the tincture. And I would just normally take it, dump one pellet in the lid, and then just don't touch it, but just dump it right from the lid into her mouth, and she would put it underneath her tongue. You can also take a pellet or two and put it in water, dissolve it in the water, put the water in your fridge. It's good for 30 days. And again, you succuss the water as well, and then just take a tablespoon or teaspoon or whatever, scoop it right out of there, dump it in their mouth. We do that during flu season just to help save on remedies, because we do the flu remedy, and you have to do it once a week for like 2 months. So we do the one remedy on the one Sunday, and then another remedy on the other, and then you go every other for a couple months. And since there's a couple of us, it saves on pellets to just put them in the water and stick them in the fridge. So I talked about succussing it to awaken it. Before you take it, you can put it in the water. A lot of remedies, so you can get remedies at Fresh Time, and on those bottles, or even other places you get them, the bottles will say take 5 to 10 pellets. You do not need 5 to 10 pellets. 5 to 10 pellets is going to do the same thing for you as 1 pellet does. So essentially you're just wasting your remedies if you are taking 5 of them at one time, because it's not gonna, you can take a whole bottle and it's not at once, and it's not gonna do anything more for you than what 1 pellet would do. So 1 pellet, to test a remedy and see if it's working. We usually do the 1 every 15 minutes, or 1 every 5 minutes for 15 minutes. So our oldest frequently gets headaches. And so bryonia is an awesome one too for, bryonia is actually in here as headaches from dehydration. So she has such a high metabolism that if she's not drinking a ton of water, she usually always gets a headache. So we're always trying to make sure that she's drinking water, but sometimes that's just hard to do. So she will take it, one tablet once every 5 minutes for 15 minutes, and her headache will usually start to subside, and then we know, okay, this remedy is working for her. We're going to keep continuing till her headache is gone. Belladonna, I love belladonna. I actually have a big bottle of belladonna in my purse. Belladonna is a virus interrupter, and it's great for, usually for myself. It's a fever, it's for fevers, and it's also for a virus interrupter. So for me, usually, knock on wood, if I sneeze a lot, like if let's say I sneeze like 4 or 5 times in a row, usually the next day I will have a full-blown cold. Like I just know that when I sneeze a lot, a cold coming on. So I will usually pop a couple belladonnas that day, and then usually it will take care of itself. If I do get something, I'll usually follow up with like some inner defense and stuff from Young Living, and then it's usually something that doesn't last long at all. And usually I used to get colds for like a week or 2 that lasted, and if I get sick now, it's like a day or 2 and that's it. Knock on wood again. So this is just, and there's a ton of them in here. All of these are just super good remedies to just have on hand. And like I said, I love this book to as a guide to teach you all the things. It has a good introduction in the front of it to tell you, and then it has just all the really good resources. So I'll link both of these. I'll link the kit where I got it from, and then I'll also link the book so you can look at the book or purchase the book if you want. And then in my written blog, I also talk about some of like what homeopathy is, and then also you know, a little bit of background and history about homeopathy as well. So I said I would come on and share, so I figured I better hop on and tell you guys all about it and why we use it and why we love it. And it's for acute illnesses, and so it's really nice to have, especially with my kids and their ear issues and just things, you know, those little things that you're constantly taking your kids to the doctor for, and the doctors are going, oh, it's just a virus, let it run its course, or oh, it's just this, like go get more antibiotics, and then antibiotics wreck their gut flora and all the things and stuff. I mean, I'm not against antibiotics or something if they're needed, but I just feel like for the most part we're able to take care of anything that our kids have or that comes up with our kids with homeopathy, which is amazing because we used to spend a lot of money on medical bills between myself and the girls and stuff. So, and then of course we have rollers made up for their ears, as her ear as well, so we'll like roll it around her ear and then down her jawline to promote drainage. So we use the oils along with the homeopathy, but you just want to make sure that if you're going to use them hand in hand, that you're not putting peppermint oil on them, because that can cancel remedies. And you also don't want to be diffusing and then opening a remedy in the room that you're diffusing in, because scents can cancel remedies. So I usually, if I'm diffusing in the kitchen or the living room, I'll just step into like the hallway or down, like, you know, away from wherever the scents are I'm diffusing, or even just stepping outside of the home away from the smells or the scents, and opening it out there, because then I know it's safe, and then I just pop it in her mouth. And then and if you put a remedy in water, you don't have to worry about being in the smell, around the smells or in the smells or anything like that. But if you are gonna be just doing it just straight out of the dram, you do not want to be around scents. So I hope you guys have a good night, and if you want any more information, let me know. I can try to get you some more information. If you're interested, I know I can let you know where I personally get my remedies, and where I love to go and get those, and what or if you have issues. We even use them for, a lot of people think that parasites are like a third world country issue, and they're not. Parasites are actually very common in the United States, and a lot of people have them, and they're actually the root cause of a lot of their issues that they have, and stuff. So we even have homeopathy to treat parasites as well, because I know we've gotten our one daughter scanned and she's come back that she had parasites. So we even have homeopathy to treat parasites and stuff as well too. So it's a whole new world. So I hope you guys have a good night, and reach out if you have any questions.